Welcome back to another episode from PremPods. Today we'll be looking at game week 26.
26, yeah.
26, we've come far now, mate.
Yeah.
And we'll be seeing how close we can get as normal, or how far away we normally get, to be fair. So I'll hand over to you, because you lot are playing the first game of this game week. It is Liverpool against Luton.
Yes, Friday game, he said?
Yes. No, Wednesday game.
Oh, Wednesday, sorry.
Wednesday game.
Yes, we're midweek fixtures. Liverpool against Luton. See, away from home, we gave Luton a lot of credit.
Yeah.
As in, when Luton playing at home, we give them a lot of credit for the performances they've been putting in. They've just had another kind of disappointing result last time out against Man United. Game at points could have went either way. United looked like they could have just cleared away with it in the first half and they were going to go 3-4. But United never seem to go too far ahead in games. They're always like, the other team are in it. They're always in it.
Always.
You know what I mean? If you don't concede too many, you're always in it against United. With Luton coming to Anfield, I do see more of a dominant performance. I think we have to start coming into our own with putting teams away, especially these type of teams. I'm going to go 3-1. It's a pretty safe score for us this season. It has been. I think the last two games I said we wasn't going to concede, and obviously we conceded. We won them games comfortably, but yeah, we conceded. So I'm going to go this week. We'll concede. We'll probably win 3-0 or 4-0.
I've gone no goals scored for Luton. I've gone 3-0 Liverpool. I think Anfield, like I always say, when you play against big teams, you always turn up. But sometimes the little teams make you slip up in it, but not really at Anfield, innit? When you go away, you shouldn't. Sometimes it happens, innit? But at Anfield, especially with Jurgen's last season, I do not see. Like, if Luton get anything, if Luton even score for me, they celebrate it. Because even if you lose 5-1, 4-1, you have tried to get a goal at Anfield, innit? You've done a lot more than a lot of teams. So I've said 3-1 Liverpool just based off the fact that I think you lot are coming into your own now, and even players like Darwin Núñez is chipping goalkeepers.
That was a wicked finish from it.
So I've said Darwin will probably get a brace. Liverpool 3-0, mate.
Cool.
So I think.
Well, he missed a couple of good chances against Luton the last time we played.
Yes.
Got to open goals.
He did.
And then now he's chipping goalkeepers, and that's just like, this guy is just. He's something different. I do believe he is something special. I don't know if it's special.
Yeah, what type of special?
Or the other special, but because it's so up and down, and he looks like an incredible player sometimes, and then like you said, a League Two player the other times. Yeah. So he just needs to get more of a balance. Because he's still scoring loads of goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's getting loads of chances. So if he balances just a bit more,
we'll see, man.
He would have even more goals, in my opinion.
We do have to see. We'll see. I don't know.
But yeah, I think we both got comfortable victories for Liverpool.
Yes.
Especially with the running, Man City dropping points.
Yeah. Massive
result for Arsenal and Liverpool. So now it's all on us. We just have to win games. Mathematically, we always say it. Mathematically, if we just win games, you win the league. Then you don't have to worry about Man City.
That's it.
So anyway, move on to the next game. The next game we've got is Chelsea against Spurs, but that game is postponed. Possibly something to do with the Carling Cup fixture on the weekend, but we're playing as well, so I don't really understand that. But anyway, that would have been a good game to talk about.
That would have been a good game.
And to watch. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it this week. So we'll just move on to Manchester United at home against Fulham.
I have gone with the exact same result that Man United always get.
Yeah.
We've said that Fulham, yes, they score loads of goals, but looking at Man United's performances over the last couple of weeks, they're their defence is dodgy, but they keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
Teams just don't seem to understand that you will not get that many chances against these guys. They are still Man United at the end of the day. And if you go to OT and expect to get 6 chances, it's not happening.
And you ain't going to get a better chance to beat a United team, you could argue, over the past few years. Teams are going to United, home or away. They're looking at this United team and thinking, we could take it. There's no Ronaldo, there's no Rooney, there's no Tevez, there's no crazy players anymore in that team.
And their best players are playing poor.
Exactly.
Anton.
I think, in my opinion, Bruno's their best player, but he's not been good enough.
Bruno's waffle.
If you took it just player for player, I would say Bruno is their best player. But in the games, Yeah, I don't know. United fans might see something different, but when I watch Bruno, he's a shade of the person he was 18 months ago or maybe 2 years ago when he first came to United. And when Real Madrid wanted to sign him.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
The thing is with Bruno is for me he's very, very, very similar to Guimaraes. But Guimaraes does more off the ball. Do you get what I mean? As in, like, he'll track back. Bruno, for me, seems like...
They're different players, though.
But as in the same position, isn't it? Fernandes is very lazy, bro. And Bruno is not. Of course,
but Bruno is more of a centre mid, box to box. Bruno, he should be that should be his role because of how the team is looking. But then again, when you've got Casemiro and Mainu, then Bruno's role is just to sit in the number 10 role, basically.
I don't think he's good enough for that to be. He's good at distributing balls,
flashes, but he's
not the whole night.
He's an extremely frustrating player. His work rate is nowhere near the level it should be.
No.
His attitude is nowhere near what it should be. He's constantly moaning.
Yeah.
Always moaning, and like moaning at Garnacho. And sometimes, I mean, I understand. You look at Garnacho sometimes, and you're like, "Geez, what are you doing, man? You're just so greedy. Pass the ball."
Yeah.
I know you beat your man, but you can lay it off now. You don't have
that
to have
Martinelli
a left-footed shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to get the shot.
Dead.
So I understand he gets frustrated at times, but it seems like every time that United go forward and something doesn't come of it, he's moaning at Garnacho or one of the other young players. Like, mate, you're the captain.
Get in there and score. Do something.
You make the example.
I can't take him seriously.
Your performances need to, because unfortunately, I don't think he's a personality-wise, which is gonna like uplift other players. I don't think he has the right personality for that as a captain. So as a captain, it has to be your performances.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way that you can do it, because he's not a good talker.
No.
He's a moaner. And you remember the other game, like when Sancho was there, he's like, Bruno, stop moaning. Stop. He mouthed it like it was that. So people caught it and camera, Bruno, stop moaning, stop moaning. It was like
football, isn't it?
Mate, it was like secondary school football. And they know like you're the best player, and there's someone who's not as good. And the best player continues moaning, and there's nothing the player can do about it. They're not that good.
No.
So stop moaning at them about it, and you do something.
Yeah.
You make up for it.
He's not. I'd be ashamed if he was my captain.
100%. I wouldn't watch it. If he was my captain, I wouldn't watch it.
He's too moaning.
You can't have Bruno Fernandes as a captain of any team.
No. Spanish league, get away with it. French league, but the Premier League, you can't have that, bro. You need
personality is not there. The mentality is not there.
No,
I'm afraid.
tenacity.
Hands in the air when things aren't going his way. Like, that's not a captain.
No, he's dead, man. Don't worry about it.
It sums up United and where they're at.
100%. Did I say? I said 2-1 United.
You said 2-1. I'm going 2-1 Fulham.
Bosh.
United have now they're on a little run, and people can say what they want. This is the first time they won 4 games in a row. I don't know in how long, to be honest. I'd have to go back and double check. But it's definitely the first time this season that they've won 4 games in a row.
That's wild.
It could be even you might even be able to go back to last season and it's still the same thing. So
that's hilarious, man. You got 2-1 Fulham?
2-1 Fulham.
I hope that happens, man.
My 50-50 thinking for United hasn't come true. They've won their last 4.
That's true.
It has to come eventually. The way that we've said it time and time again, the way they play is not sustainable. You can't continuously win games like this.
No.
There's going to be a day where the other team is the lucky one.
Yeah.
And everything goes right for them.
Yeah,
and things don't go right for you. Exactly. Bournemouth at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
3-0,
exactly.
could have been 4.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. We've got opposite scorelines.
Opposite score. I have to back Fulham because United have got to lose at some point. It's just what they do.
It's fair play.
Palace against Burnley is the next game.
The way both these teams
this is a horrible fixture.
Dreadful fixture.
Horrible fixture. I'm going to go with 1-1. I don't like either of them.
Neither do I.
Don't trust Palace whatsoever.
I don't, but...
Yes. I can't really call a winner. Palace probably should win, if anyone should win.
I'm backing Palace.
But I'm going to draw because I don't trust either of them.
I'm backing Palace only because they're at home. Roy needs some points, mate. And Burnley don't look like they could buy any points in it. I told you the other day, they look like they're going with Sheffield United to be the worst team in the league. Innit? They're on purpose. Who can be worse? Like giving away the ball, no one tracking. Palace for me, even though they're not been great in the last couple of fixtures that we've looked over, he's still got a system. Do you get what I mean? Roy's but the players are a bit better, innit? Burnley have not got the players, innit? I think the difference will show between probably not even the systems, like I'm saying, but probably just the quality on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I've gone 3-1 Palace, mate.
It's probably. I understand that one. I mean, they've lost against Chelsea, lost against Brighton, they beat Sheffield United, lost to Arsenal. You know.
They're both poor.
Yeah, they're beating Sheffield United, so that I guess gives me more.
That's what I mean.
That they probably will beat Burnley as well. I just have no faith in Palace whatsoever.
1-1.
Everything's a bit of a mess.
Horrible.
So, yeah, Burnley haven't won in 8. Palace haven't kept a clean sheet in 5. I think there'll be goals for both teams in this.
Probably will be. Yeah, you've got 1-1. Score draw.
Yeah.
Don't play, mate.
Got to put some in there at some point in it, really.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? They don't like the way they're both playing. They don't deserve for us to talk about them longer than because they're dead.
Not really. It's like
bring Elise back in there.
It's going to be a bit of a pointless as well.
Dead.
Be a bit of a pointless watch for the neutral. I think. I don't think many people are going to be tuning into Burnley against Palace.
I don't think the pubs will be packed for that one, mate.
No,
I don't think so.
Maybe in Burnley or South London, in some small corner of South London.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on. Brighton against Everton. Brighton at home at the Amex. I said 4-1 Brighton in their last game. No, not in their last game against Sheffield United.
Yes.
There was 5 goals, it was 5-0. Wasn't too far off.
Horrendous tackle. I watched it.
Yeah, that killed the game. You know, when I started watching the game, like the first 3 minutes, because Sheffield United were at home, they were sort of going for Brighton a bit, and that's where you can kind of be not ambitious, but overzealous, or whatever you like to call it, in the challenge. Just a bit too excited, and you're just like, we want to get after them, we have to stop them, so we can't let them play the ball and just work it around us.
Yeah.
So Holgate and a few other players before that challenge had put in tasty challenges, but they were well won.
Yeah.
This one is just a ridiculous challenge.
He slide tackled his fight.
It's a blatant red card nowadays, especially when you've got replays to look at and stuff. You're always going to get a red card for that.
Wow.
I don't know what. I think Asma Hodic, you know, they're holding midfielder or play centre back. I can't really pronounce his name properly. Asma Hodic or something like that. He said he doesn't really think it was a red card after the game. I don't know what he's watching. I don't know if he's looked at a replay, but you should look at a replay for them to have a challenge.
Yeah,
because
it's true.
Nowadays you just can't. Your leg can't be up that high. You can't be up to someone's thigh.
No.
When the ball is on the floor.
The problem also is, it's like, it's fine for your leg to be that high, but if you're moving at speed and your legs that high, like if me and you are going for a 50-50 ball and both of us put our legs up that, fine. But if I'm coming into you, slide tackling, and my leg ends up that high, it's a red card.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
not even nowadays. Like it's not even a question.
Sunday League, that might be a red card. That's horrible.
You see the ones where it's like the ball's there, they've just touched the ball, but kind of gone over it as well in the follow through, and you get red cards for that. This was not like that.
This was not like that.
He was trying to do him a bit of damage to begin with. Thought he'd get away with just a yellow.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You're not going to get away with just yellows nowadays with them.
Dreadful tackle. What have you said for this one?
I'm going 3-1 Brighton.
You're going 3-1.
Bosh. I liked how they performed. Obviously, Sheffield United made it a bit of an easy game for them, getting the early red card. But I still think Brighton would have eventually just kept the ball better, took their chances better, and won the game anyway.
Yeah, not as bad as 5, but you're definitely right. I agree with you. They would have won. But I think I've gone for the same amount of goals, but for them to share them, mate. I've actually gone for Dashball 2-2.
Bosh. Desmond Dashball. Just because, I don't know, man. The same way you feel about the Palace one, I feel about this one. I can't pick a winner just based off how inconsistent Brighton have been. And that's fine. They beat Sheffield United 5-0. Giesel was sent off. They probably would have won 2 or 3 if he wasn't. Yeah. But these are like, I don't know, man. Everton, well established club, they're gonna get run over in it. I agree with you for sure. I agree with you. I think it just the scoreline might flatter Brighton. You know, it could be one of them games where Everton probably do have as many chances to make it 2-2, 3-3, like I said,
lose,
but they just don't take the chances.
Yeah, that's true. And Brighton have got probably in both of our opinions, they got a lot better attacking players.
Yeah, for sure. They've got better options. For sure. Buonanotte.
Yes.
Evan Ferguson doesn't even really start games or anything. Welbeck's still putting in good performances. You say what you want about Welbeck, but
Bellegarde's decent. Gets in the right places.
Who's that?
Is it Bellegarde or what's his name?
Who's that?
I can't remember. I always mix up.
Adingra.
Adingra is good. He scored 2 goals.
Yeah. He was a constant threat in that game against Sheffield United. He was just like, even at 5-0, it's good to see. I liked it because he was 5-0 up. He was on 2. And the rest of the team, like, I was watching it, I was like, they just passed the ball over. 5 minutes left, Billy Gilmore turn. Anytime we got the ball, turn, centre back, got it back, turn, full back, got it back, turn, centre back. And then go on the other side of the pitch and just make their way around. That's what they were doing. They give it to Dingra, the guy was just going at his full
sprinting.
At 88 minutes, when it's 5-0, he's like, nah, I want my hat trick.
Keep starting me.
I want my hat trick.
Yeah, 100%.
So I love that type of attitude.
Mate, if you get a hat trick in the Prem, you're not getting dropped. You're not getting dropped. Impossible.
You get to a very small club.
Very small club. Especially for Brighton.
Yeah, that's another good point.
Come on, bro.
Now Ferguson's got one. He got one recently.
That's why he keeps starting, isn't it?
But he doesn't start. No, he doesn't start.
That's deep.
He's young. Ferguson's still young, so he's got time, I think. And Brighton are being a bit clever with his development. So
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's easily from the conversation-wise of transfers and whatnot. That's the next £100 million player out of Brighton. That's what people say anyway. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends up. Yes, I've gone 3-1 Brighton. You've said 2-2.
2-2, mate.
We'll go on to our next game, which is Aston Villa at home against Nottingham Forest. Do you want to kick it off?
I have said another goal fest, but for someone to nick this. I watched Villa, like we said, very annoying in certain games. We know that they can get the job done, but just like that game against Chelsea, the other game against United, they're just being lazy in certain times. Like, and it's not even, I don't even know how to, it doesn't look like it's one person's fault. It looks like a lot of people's fault.
No, it's a collective.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Sometimes you kind of notice it a bit when you're playing against Man United. Sometimes nowadays, like teams are like, no, we can't go for them. Yeah. And there's a bit of a lull in the game. Yeah. And it's like, wait, we're at Villa and they're Man United. This 1-1 is still a pretty good result.
Yeah.
And then there's the intensity goes from the game.
Yes.
And then United go nick it, stuff like that. Like, whereas you've had all the momentum has gone with you. Momentum has completely shifted with you in the game. United see that.
Yeah.
But you're not really going for the kill.
And you're not scoring.
Yeah, you're not going for the kill.
It's true. That's how I feel about this one. So I think knowing what we know, knowing what happened, should I say, to Villa at Forest Ground, they done them, innit? Like within first 10 minutes they were down 2-0 or whatever, innit? Forest really done a job on them in that game, innit? That was good play from Forest. So I think, like we always say, it will probably even itself out. And I think Villa will take back the points and they'll both be even for the year. No one will take points off each other, technically. So I'm going 3-2 Villa. But I think they'll both still got the capability of scoring. Yeah, for sure. But I think Villa will edge it.
And concede it.
Yes.
Villa are there to be scored against as well.
Exactly.
With the way that they play. I've gone similar. I've gone 3-1. I've gone with just a bit more of a convincing win. I can see the game going exactly how you're saying it. Forest having quite a few chances. Again, it's just one of them ones where sometimes they just look like the team that doesn't have that finishing, the killer instincts basically in front of goal. Because they do get in some good positions against good teams, and it's just as the opportunity passes you by, I'm just like, you can't let these opportunities pass you by in these games. Maybe you can against other teams because they might not punish you as much. But if you're letting a big chance go, you can bet your ass that the big team is going to punish you at some point. So I've gone with 3-1. I think it could be a close game, but score-wise, Villa might just be comfortable enough with that.
I have no qualms with you on that one.
We'll go on to our next game. Massive game for us. As always, every one of these games is a massive game for us.
And you know of that.
Of course. And you know who I'll be backing.
That's fine.
So we've got Bournemouth at home against Manchester City.
I have gone for Dominic Solanke to be the man and be in all the papers and be talked about as if he's going to start for England in the next World Cup. I'm waiting for Dominic Solanke to rip these lot. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be sad. Because that's the only geezer in that team that's going to get through them, isn't it? That is it. Big, strong. He has to put these lot under pressure, bro. Is he going to? We have to wait and see in it. But I've gone 2-1 Bournemouth. Solanke brace. I hope Edison slips and he scores like a goal like that again. That would be beautiful. Because he just did it to Newcastle. That would be wonderful. Have Bournemouth ever beat Man City?
Well, this is what I was about to go into with you.
That's fine. Zeros always have to turn into ones. And I've always said this.
Yeah. Well, they've got got 14 wins.
Man City got 14
Their
wins.
head-to-head is 14 wins.
Nothing else.
No
draws.
They both scored like out of 5 out of the last 6. 6 out of the last 6 have been more than 2.5 goals, so 3 goals in a game at least. Bournemouth have conceded all of the last 14 games they played against City.
Normal, that's normal.
Let me just run you through some of the previous results here. So last season, Man City at home 6-1, Man City away 4-1. Year before that, Man City at home 4-0. Yeah, Man City home away. They do not give a shit about Bournemouth whatsoever.
Yeah, this year's going to change, mate.
They do not care about, and they've done it with red cards in some games. They've won 4-0 and had a red card.
But like, since Eddie Howe was there, yeah, can you think of a more confident Bournemouth team? Because I can't. This team is decent, mate.
What? Oh, you're saying
like ages ago, innit?
Yeah.
That was when they were there. That was when they were playing.
You're right. Yeah, this geezer's probably got them in a similar sort of form where they were with Eddie Howe before.
Yeah, they're beating big teams.
When they were getting good results. I can't see it.
Well,
I think history repeats itself. I'm going with a 4-1 City.
Bosh.
I'm afraid I just have to call it as I see it. And these games, you're right. A one-off can happen. They've lost the last 14. They could win.
That's what I'm saying.
One and make it 1 out of 15. It can happen, of course, but historically it doesn't. City, from dropping points against Chelsea, they're going to have to be right on it. You do see it happens to our 2 teams as well.
I told you,
sometimes.
a couple games.
A couple games, maybe you draw, and you draw again, and it's just a bit like, oh, it's a bit awkward. I don't think we've seen anything like that from City. They'll put that result behind them. They should have beat Chelsea, in my opinion. Chelsea had good chances, but City were all over them for the most part. And they'll go and just dominate Bournemouth. They'll go and smash them.
Hopefully not, but yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you apart from the fact that I want Bournemouth to smash them.
I'm giving them a goal.
Fair play.
Yeah, give them a goal.
Dominic Solanke.
Yeah, maybe 4-2. I don't know, something. But they'll win. I'm pretty confident that they'll win. Moving on to the next game we've got here. Massive game. Probably best game of the week, I would say, confidently.
Yeah.
The one I'm looking forward to watching the most.
Yes.
Even more than our game.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't like watching Liverpool because it's just like, we just need to win. I don't really care how it gets there. At this point, we just need to win.
Very true.
Yeah. Arsenal against Newcastle at the Emirates. Massive game for both teams. Arsenal have been very good at home. Newcastle terrible away.
Yeah.
I'll let you kick off, mate. You tell me what you think is going to happen.
I've gone for us to smash them. I'm still. They've proven me wrong in it, so I want them to keep proving me wrong. I'm gonna always say we concede, because every time I say we concede, we don't. I've done it in the last 2 weeks now. I said, yeah, we're gonna concede. We won 6-0, then 5-0. So I can't really have any complaints. I've given them a goal.
11 in the last.
That's what I mean. So I've said Arsenal Newcastle to win 4-2, mate.
Bosh.
I think Newcastle, I don't know, they're very similar in the fact that they love going down the wings. But I just don't think they've got that. I don't know, man. We'll see when they come to the Emirates, innit? Like, they've done well against big teams. They've done well at stopping us. I'm not going to talk about the fact that they're not cheated, but they won the game, so that's fine.
Who cheated?
Newcastle, because the ball was clearly off the pitch. But you know, them ones there.
It wasn't their cheat. That's what you have to look at.
It was an external factor in it. But I just think we should, like I said before with the other games, we need to even it up now, innit? They beat us. We have to win now, innit?
Yeah.
So 4-2 Arsenal, mate.
Yeah. Well, historically, there isn't a lot of both teams to score in this game. Which is interesting. The last in the Prem, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last 10 games in the Premier League hasn't seen both teams to score.
Wow, so it's been like 1-0, 2-0,
1-0, 2-0, a 4-0, a 3-0 trapped in there.
No, I reckon there'll be goals in this.
I'm going with the most common result for both teams. It could be for either team, but I'm going 2-0 Arsenal.
Bosh.
Newcastle are going to have to be a lot better defensively away from home.
Yes.
Because again, we've just watched Arsenal batter team 5-0 and 6-0 back to back. So you never know. You might not slow down. You might carry on that same type of goal form.
That's true.
I think the team that you're playing today is a lot better. They'll be organised a lot better.
Yes.
You won't be able to just take the piss out of them like you have the last couple of games.
No.
And they're a threat themselves at times. It is away. They're not in good form away.
No.
I'm confident in Arsenal carrying on the good run. And you have to.
Have
you
to.
want to win a Premier League, this is what you have to do.
Keep winning, mate.
You have to win.
Keep
you
winning.
can't be dropping points, especially in these games.
Keep winning.
Because these type of games give you extra confidence.
Yeah.
Like, if you're still in a run and you're beating Newcastle are a big team at the moment,
big
say
club.
what you want about them, and they're difficult to play against. So winning these games is important, especially like we said after losing.
Yes.
You know, you've turned West Ham over. You lost 2 games to them, one in the FA Cup or whatever.
100%.
It was.
Yeah.
Completely turned that result around,
Yeah.
and I expect the exact same against Newcastle.
Yeah, I think like as a lot of these games are won now by us, it's Declan Rice, isn't it? If he controls that midfield, it like however bad Kai Havertz is, it means he doesn't have to do anything in it. Because Declan Rice does his job, and then Havertz just wanders around and bumps into people and gets the ball and scores. And whatever he does to do that, it's up to him. But this game, it is vitally important for Declan Rice to have the same game that he's been having. Just control their midfield, don't let them get forward, break up the play, and start attacks quick. And if we do that, we'll smash them.
Yeah,
That's what
I agree. Newcastle have got a few injury problems as well.
Is Isaac playing?
Isaac is 50-50, so
We're-
I would say
we're beating
probably not.
We're beating them.
I don't even think Wilson's even injured. Gordon played up top last game.
Bring him.
Played up front.
Bring
Again,
Gordon.
They play.
Bring him.
Or,
Dead.
no, who did they play? Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
They played Bournemouth. They drew 2-2 at home.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying about Newcastle and Arsenal. It probably might. I reckon it might be. If they win 2-0, I'll be buzzing. No goal conceded again.
Oh yeah.
If Arsenal win 2-0, I'll be buzzing.
Well, I'm kind of going with that as well. That Gordon being up top, being the number 9.
He's not going to do anything against Saliba, is he?
I
don't think
see
so.
it, man.
And
Gabriel.
come on, man.
It's gonna be a long day, really.
Come on. If you had Isaac, I might be a bit worried about the ball in behind. But
even Wilson, he's a bit of a physical unit, and he's a bit of a nuisance at times, really.
He is. But Gordon up top now.
No, he shouldn't be too worried about that. And a clean result.
I get what you're saying.
Clean result. We'll move on. Penultimate fixture, second last game. Wolves are at home against Sheffield United. I'll start this one off. I'll keep it short and sweet as well. I think Wolves again are proving how much of a unit they are. The togetherness that they're showing over this whole season, to be honest, despite not getting some results. They've got a brilliant result last time out, beating Spurs away from home.
Massive.
Done the double on Spurs now then, isn't it?
Yep.
That's home and away.
Home and away, mate.
I'm confident in Wolves again. I'm going to go with 3-1.
Bosh.
Yeah. There's not much to be said about that. I think when you look at Sheffield United, sometimes it's just like, I kind of feel sorry for them at times, because it just looks like there's no way out, and they haven't got the personnel to drag them out either. Like 1 or 2 people that are just going to grab it by the horns and just go. They don't have that by the looks of it. Wolves have got good players, got a good squad, know their roles, and they cause problems.
They do.
They should cause more than a couple of problems for Sheffield United.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm going with 3-1.
I have said 2-1. Now,
Bosh.
I've just been listening to what you're saying. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Wolves have been playing well. They've just done the double over Tottenham.
Yeah.
Football math says they lose, and it doesn't matter who they play against, innit?
Yeah.
I'm still going to back the fact that it's Wolves playing against Sheffield United, because Sheffield United are woeful.
Yeah.
I apologise to you a lot, fans and that, but it's just at this point it has become more of a fact than it is me.
No, it's fact.
Yes, it's factual. Innit? You lot needed to buy players, and I don't know what you lot thought was going to happen. Come up in the Prem and go back down. Impossible. But yeah, 2-0 Wolves, mate. That's what I've said.
Fair. Yeah, they should have more than enough. Sheffield United shouldn't be a problem. But like you say, football matters. They're probably due an odd result, Wolves and Sheffield United, and an odd result for Sheffield United would be a win.
Yes, so definitely.
Yeah, we'll move on to the last game. West Ham are at home against Brentford. What do you reckon? Do you reckon more problems are going to just keep piling up for Moyes?
It would be bad if they lose this at home, and this would be a bit.
Yeah. 2-0 against Forest last time out.
Yeah, it's a bit bad, man. It's not going well at the moment, isn't it? You did say it's the manner in that they're losing that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not actually who they're losing to, because as we say, the Premier League's decent, isn't it? We might take the piss out of clubs, but those are mostly the clubs in the bottom 3-4. The other clubs are pretty well run in it. They're well put together. They've got good players. So I don't know, mate. I honestly think score draw, just because both of these clubs love getting in on goal and bottling it, and that is what West Ham have been the last couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brentford had loads of chances against City. I've watched them have loads of chances against other teams, and they're just not clinical enough.
Yeah.
Like, I just think 1-1, mate. I can't say anything else.
Yeah, I'm going with more misery for Moyes, unfortunately. I'm going with 2-1 Brentford. Should be a close game. I expect it to be a close game. When you look at both teams, like team sheet wise, and just look at the names that they have, there isn't a massive difference in quality at all. I don't think if you just went through it one by one.
No. West Ham got better centre midfielders, but then some of them are injured.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what kind of makes it a bit more even.
And Calvin Phillips isn't going to play, so you never know. Actually, that might be a positive for West Ham. Calvin Phillips not being allowed to play. He's suspended after the last game.
Jesus, awful.
I just think Brentford have got more. They're more clinical going forward, for me. Personally.
More than West Ham, I get what
at the moment as well. You have to take, like, obviously history. You have to take into account current form. You have to take into account how the players are looking.
Yeah.
The conversations around David Moyes as manager.
Yeah.
All of these things you have to take into account when predicting games. It's not just one thing in it, which is
one of their best players is not firing in it, which is Jared Bowen.
Yeah, exactly. He started off the season, I think, nearly breaking a record, or maybe he did break a record for away goals scored. But now, like I said, so is it the players? Are the players not playing for him?
I don't know, mate.
The change room just lost. They've had enough. They want to change.
I don't know. When they played us, they seemed very tired. Like how I think Saka is every game. When he just looks so tired, like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, geez, you're blowing already. That's how they looked the whole game. Nothing. It was quite dreadful, to be honest with you. I didn't actually watch the whole game when they lost 2-0 to Forest, but I imagine much of the same, because Forest, they're all right, but they're not brilliant to be not conceding a goal.
West Ham should be beaten Forest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Poor result, mate. I don't know about that. Yeah.
So it's kind of up to West Ham, whichever West Ham team shows up for me. Yeah. They've got to give sight back to their fans at this point. I mean, you can't just carry on this poor losing form.
That's bad.
Yeah. And if anything, if you lose, that's fine. We've said it time and time again. If you lose, that's okay. It's the way you lose.
Yeah.
It's your attitude towards it. It's your effort and what you're willing to give for the team, for the club, for the fans, etc. And for yourself. Because if you play well, what's going to happen? You're going to get a new deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're going to get signed by a better club.
Yeah,
so these West Ham players should be looking at this as an opportunity. And some of them, like Paqueta, I think he's injured, but like Bowen, for example, he should look at this as an opportunity of, I am apart from these players. I'm apart from this club. I am a level above, and I'm just going to prove it now. And that is going to get me away from this situation. Yeah. That's what will happen. It's very simple, in my opinion.
It's good enough.
So yeah, it's up to a few players as well. Sometimes you only need 2 or 3 players just to, like we said, grab the ball by the horns and make a go of things.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's what we're going with. 2-1 Brentford anyway. Don't trust West Ham. They need to have a big turnaround. So we'll see. But that sums it up for this week.
That's it, mate.
Only 9 games.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Spurs. I don't know. We're gonna have to fit that in somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's up for the Premier League to decide, isn't it? That's not. It's above our pay grade, mate. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Always a pleasure hosting you. Wherever you're listening from, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure hosting you. Have a great rest of your day and see you all again soon.